Hi, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and my project today is this very long, skinny box that fits this Twix Halloween candy. I think there's 2 ghosts in there. And I had made earlier this month, I made two of the boxes that hold the Reese's peanut butter pumpkins, and my son doesn't like them. So now I'm going to make these, and I'll probably get one of these from my husband as well, and that'll be their treat for Halloween. Okay, so I used the Ghoulish Goodies stamp set, Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper, and this twine is from the Playful Pets ribbon combo pack, some pumpkin pie cardstock, and some Highland Heather cardstock. All right, so let's start with a piece of pumpkin pie that is 8 by 6. Nope, not that. Okay, I'm gonna get my Simply Score. Pull it back so you can see the top. There you go. Okay, and on the 8-inch side, we're going to score at 3/4, 6 3/4, and 7 1/2. Okay, and then I'm going to change it to the 6-inch side, and I'm going to score at 3/4, 2 3/4, 3 1/2, and 5 1/2. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to fold and burnish. Now, we're going to put it, well, first let me just show you what we're going to do. All right. So this is what we're going to be cutting out, which really isn't too much. We're going to get rid of all of this and this little piece and this little piece. So this is going to be the flap to close it and the 2 side flaps. And then the bottom is all going to get closed and glued. We're going to get rid of that piece. Okay? So if you want to snap a picture, screenshot. Alrighty. So we're starting with it standing the long side up. Okay? And there is the skinniest rectangle on the left-hand side. Right? And we're going to get rid of this small rectangle at the bottom and wedge up. All right? And then we're just going to keep the rectangle straight along the bottom and just wedge a little bit out of the squares. And there's 2 rectangles and 2 squares that we have to do that too. Okay, now we're going to flip it around to the top. And how, if I didn't have my template, how I figure out which one I want to keep is this is the piece that's going to close it. Okay, this is where our seam is going to be. So we want the front to be here. So this will be our flap. So this is the piece we're going to keep. That's how I figure that out. All right, so turn it over. And now your skinny long rectangle is on the right-hand side. And we're going to take everything away that is close to this skinny rectangle. We're going to do that whole section there, and then the long rectangle right here. Okay, we're just going to take that out. Okay, and that's the flap that we don't need. Now this is the flap that we do need, so we're going to cut the flap pieces straight, the middle flap, okay? And then we're going to wedge the squares that has that little piece on top, we just snip that off. No, you can wedge before or after you snip off that top piece. It's up to you. Okay. And that's that. Alrighty, so now I need the detail trio punch, and we're going to round the corners of the flap. The middle flap, I should say, because there's side flaps too. Alrighty. And then we're going to put our DSP. And again, this is from the Artistry Blooms 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. Okay, and these pieces are, you have two of them that are 5 7/8 by 1 7/8. All right, I'm just going to double check it. Yes, 5 7/8 by 1 7/8. I'm going to get my seal. And I'm going to get my order on Thursday. I can't wait. Get some new goodies to play with. Okay, I got lots of new ribbon and some papers, cardstock, and some new ink pads that I don't have. Okay, and this just shows a 1/16 of an inch around all the corners. Around the edges, sorry, not the corners. Alrighty. Let me just erase this. So I'm going to get my silicone mat, and I won't have to, I just don't want my project to get stuck on this. I might not be able to get it. There we go. Most of it's going. Alrighty. Okay, and then we need a small circle punch, and you're going to take just a half moon out of the side that doesn't have this flap, just so that it makes it easier to open. You don't have to bend the box up. Mine is, I think this is a 3/8, but you could use half. You could even use bigger if you want. Just go very shallow with it. Okay, now we're going to put some tear and tape right here. And I'm putting it close to the score line. Okay, I'm going to flip it over and flip this flap over, and then we can flip this one. And just give it a good press. Okay, and now let's close our box so that'll help it stay square for us, so that this side won't be as hard to put together. So this is going to be our back. So that one's going to go down first, and then this one is the front. So this one's going to go down last, and that's where we need our tear and tape. And I'll squeeze 2 in there. Okay. And then just press it like that. Okay, and then our Twix Bar fit right in there. All right, there's a tiny bit of room, but you could also fit 4 fun size candy bars or any loose candy that you like. All righty. Now for the decoration, I stamped from the Ghoulish Goodies stamp set. I stamped the kitty in Memento tuxedo black, and I stamped, it's not a trick, it's just a treat, in gorgeous grape ink onto a piece of wicker white that is 1 3/4 by 1 1/2. And I'm going to back that up with a piece of Highland Heather that is 1 5/8 by 1 7/8. Okay, and here's our kitty, and I'm going to color him or her. With his eyes, I'm going to do with dark Daffodil Delight. His nose, I'm going to make pumpkin pie. And his collar and tag is going to be dark, these are all dark Highland Heather. And I'm going to put a little jewel on there later. All right, and then I have to fussy cut him out. And I'm just going to leave a little border of white. Okay. All right, now, before we put these on, I have the Playful Pets twine. We're going to take our twine, and I'm going to leave about this much hanging in the front, and I'm going to go around 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going to just move these over a little bit. And I'm going to, since this comes through the other side, I'm going to just tie it at the top. Oops. Like that. And then I'll just move it to where I want it. And then I'm going to tie a bow. Oopsie, I'm squishing it a little bit because my bar isn't in there. All right. Sorry, my head is in there. All right, and then I'm going to cut it off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little knot about 1/2 inch up. It doesn't have to be exact, okay? And then I'm going to try to fray the ends a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do the same on this side. And this one freed itself, so that's a good thing. Okay. Alrighty, and now we're set. Okay, now for this, I'm going to get some liquid glue, and I'm just going to put it on there wonky. Just going to put a little bit of glue on here. And then I'm just going to put it on so that it's not exactly straight one on top of the other, so it sticks out all around. And then I'm going to put it on a little crooked too, and I'm going to put 1 dimensional under this edge and 1 dimensional under that edge, so here and here. All right, I'm going to get a new pack because I can't find the old one. It was almost done, but I like to use them up before I open a new one, but that's okay, right? All right, so now I forgot. Okay, here and here, so here and here. All right, and then I'm just going to have it stick over to the right just a little bit. To the left, I'm sorry. Okay, and then for the kitty, we're going to put them right here. So we want about 1/2 of a dimensional. 1/2 of a side up by his ear. Right, this here. and then one full one right on his body. All right. All right, now that's done. And then I got some, there's my dimensionals. Okay, so I still have some of these Noble Peacock rhinestones, but there's lots of other rhinestones you could use, or you could use your basic rhinestone basic jewels and just color them in the color you want. And what I have left is dictating what colors I'm going to use, so it doesn't have to be what I put. But I did want a purple one on his collar, his tag here. And then I'm going to put two green, I think they're Granny Apple green ones up here. But if I did have three purples, I probably would have just done three purple. All right. And that's that. And we have our Twix treat box. Oh, I did put on the kitty, I put a bunch of Wink of Stella. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? Maybe a little bit you could see it. But you could do it with it or without it, either one. And a Hershey bar would also fit in here, or maybe two because they're pretty thin, of the regular size Hershey bars. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like to buy any of these products, you can shop with me at the address at the top of the screen. And I will link my blog below, which will have all the measurements. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for coming by. I will see you next time. Bye.